Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that's pre-show ritual is to drink a jug of moonshine and then tape the show. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about the brand new film that just came out called Lawless.
And on Thursday, we're going to be reviewing NBC's new show, Revolution.
J.J. Abrams. Excited about that.
One of the many J.J. Abrams show, hopefully.
Hopefully this one sticks. All right, so as always, check us out on Twitter, @EpicGeekOut. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click the little button above us, and you'll get all the new episodes when they come out.
You could like our Facebook page, facebook.com/EpicGeekOut. And also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. So let's get in our review of Lawless. So Lawless is a Prohibition-era movie. It's kind of in the backwoods. I forget what state it takes place in, but it centers around these three brothers who are in the moonshine business. Everything's going well in their town. It's based on a book, The Wettest County. It
says based on a true story, too, so I'm not sure.
It's a true story, but, like,
obviously
elaborated to the nth degree. So they're in this county that a lot of people are in the moonshine business. The cops kind of allow it to happen. And then comes Guy Pearce's character, who is trying to get a piece of the action. Tom Hardy's character kind of refuses to let that happen. Shia LaBeouf's in it, Gary Oldman, and it's directed by John Hillcoat, who directed The Road, which kind of, you could see the filmmaking style on it. So what do you think of the movie?
Well, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I didn't really see a lot of trailers for it. I think we probably saw all of them. It wasn't a film I guess I was looking forward to. But going into it, wasn't, like I said, not sure what to think. But there were parts where I was bored. But overall, I think it was a really interesting take. It's the end of summer movies, so I gotta get the summer movies out of my head. It's gonna be the Oscar movies now. Not that this is an Oscar movie, but it's gonna be that slow simmer movie. The story is gonna be a little bit more serious, drawn out. So that's kind of what this was. The end really started to lock in with what was going on. Every time there was kind of like conflict, like I was like, oh shit, someone's gonna get killed or something. It was interesting. I was really engaged in the story. It was an interesting take on the Prohibition era because a lot of times we see the Al Capone, what happens in the cities, whereas this takes place in the the country. Sure. So
we see the Boardwalk Empire kind of take on Prohibition.
It's the making of the alcohol, not the distribution in the cities. Well, there's a little bit of that,
which we get. Like Gary Oldman's character is kind of the gangster, so you kind of see a hint of it, and Shia LaBeouf's character kind of wants to be like that. But again, it very much takes place in
different take, which was refreshing and cool. And I thought the acting was top notch, especially Tom Hardy. Did a great job. Like he just makes characters and like it's different every time. And
believable.
I like that. I think it was good. I mean, I wasn't blown away by it, but at the same point, I walked away from it saying that was good. I'm glad I saw it. Like I said, I was bored at parts, but there's a lot of cool violent scenes in it, which were, I was kind of like, oh crap, a little uptight about it. It kind of was affecting me a little bit.
And the woman next to us, it certainly affected me.
Oh yeah, she was.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god. But definitely wasn't expecting anything. So I don't know if I'm the best. I know you probably were expecting a little bit. Something from it. I wasn't really expecting anything necessarily.
You go into a movie and you see that cast, and it's a very good cast, and the acting was, like you said, top notch. It certainly isn't a rush out and go see movie. It's a very interesting take. The world is set up beautifully in it. I mean, if this was to win an Oscar, get like a cinematography or fucking prop design or something like that. I mean, it was just beautifully set up. So it was very believable. Interesting story to some degree, but not the most interesting story.
There wasn't anything revolutionary.
I mean,
it was kind of just.
It was the story of the brothers, making moonshine and,
obviously bad stuff happens.
Yeah, so, like, it didn't reinvent the wheel by any means, but it just did everything well, I guess. I don't see this as an Oscar contender.
Right.
It did lull and drag at some points, but the points when it did drag, you kind of were just amazed at the setting, and I think that's really what I took away from the movie. The atmosphere that it created was, really, really great.
So like I said last week or 2 weeks ago with Copper, it's just I'm not always into the period pieces because they are kind of that every little detail of the world is touched on, but it does it well. It's not necessarily my thing that I'm like, oh, look at that, that's all crazy, but it's all there and it's all good. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah,
so it's definitely enjoyable. Well, I don't know. There wasn't. It's not like an enjoyable feel-good movie by any means.
Nah.
The violence, I think, we could talk about that a little more because it really did it well. It wasn't
brutal.
It wasn't violent throughout the whole part of the movie, but when there were the scenes that you knew stuff was going to happen, it was shot well and it
believable.
Was impactful.
I thought it was believable.
Yeah, definitely.
When they're beating people up, you really feel that it's happening. I mean, it's definitely very violent.
But it certainly wasn't an action movie that relied on car chases or anything like that.
Touches of it were appropriate, but yet it still was believable.
It's good.
I think overall, like you said, the environment's the one thing to take away from it because it was, and if it was just the same old story that we've heard 1,000 times, I probably would have not liked it.
Yeah.
But because it was a different take on the area, on the time period, I think that's what made it special. Because I didn't know a lot about that part of it, the Prohibition. You hear about all the other stuff all the time, but that's an interesting idea. And these brothers, all they had kind of was each other, and their community surrounded them, and kind of inspirational story at the end because they're all doing bad things, but they all kind of had each other's backs, and that was kind of cool.
And it's really a movie about change. I mean, Prohibition happens, and they change to profit from it.
Right.
And the juxtaposition between Tom Hardy's character, who was very much there for his brothers, the
provider.
It
didn't seem like they had parents around. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't
really touch on that. No.
But then Shia LaBeouf's character wanted to be the gangster, even though he was kind of
he wanted to make the money.
The weakest of all the of the three brothers, and to see Tom Hardy holding on to the olden times, and so that was a cool theme that ran throughout the movie, I thought.
Yeah, a lot of interesting ideas. I think overall, I was impressed because I wasn't expecting a whole lot from it, and
it's a well
definitely don't be tired when you go see it because it's 2 hours and there are parts where you want to fall asleep for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have to pee. So I think pretty good. What do you think? Good?
Yeah, good.
Good. So check it out.
Now's the part of the episode where we like to give our thanks. So Chad, what are you thankful for today?
Today I'm going to thank something that I can't believe I have not thanked yet because it's pretty much the best investment I have ever made, hands down. I buy a lot of Apple stuff, but this is even better. It's called the Sling Box, and it is an awesome gadget. It's basically, I think it cost me $200 or $300. I forget because I got the HD one.
Great.
But basically you hook it up to your cable and you can watch your TV anywhere. There's no monthly fees for the box. You just pay for your cable. And there's an iPad app, an iPhone app, and you can do it on the internet. Last week I was working long hours and watching the Phillies games on the computer. I mean, I've used this more times than probably most devices. I mean, besides my iPhone, which sometimes on my iPhone I've used Slingbox.
Yeah.
It's just been great. I mean, we're both big sports people, so we love catching sports when we're away.
It's
and
great
just
if
other
you're
things
in an out-of-market city, too.
Right.
That you could have, your parents who were in market, if you moved, you can get the Phillies games or anything like that. I mean, it's
awesome. And you can also, watch stuff. You can pretty much control your box, so you can watch your on-demand stuff if you're on the road. If you travel a lot, it's like a must-have if you're a geek. So, awesome device. Check it out, the Sling Box.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it is
great.
Awesome. What I would like to thank today is we just bought our admission into the Run for Your Lives Maryland Zombie Run.
It's going to be awesome.
There's 8 of us going in. We're definitely going to film down there.
Hopefully some of us coming out, but we don't know.
I doubt I'm going to survive. I'm okay with it. I made peace with that. Out of 8 of us, I'm very curious who is. So basically what it is, it's a 5K. But throughout the race, there's 12 obstacles, man-made obstacles that you have to traverse, swim in, climb over, under. I'm probably going to die. And also, there are zombies who chase after you throughout the course. You have on a flag football belt with 3 lives on it, and they go for your belt. It is a crazy cool idea.
Yeah.
We were talking about doing it for a while. It's actually, we're going to be racing on my birthday, so it's going to be an interesting birthday day to be chased by zombies. So if you're down the area, people could come also just to spectate.
Or you can come to be a zombie.
Yeah, it's all, that's completely
that's done
filled.
Now?
Yeah,
okay.
But
that's
they are
crazy.
still have reservations. We're the first wave. So I think that's also cool that we're the first wave. So none
of this stuff will be messed up
yet, which we will sure be doing. So we're going to be running at 8 a.m. It's my first, not competitive race, but, race to go in. I'm
I don't like
nervous and excited. It's going to be awesome. So check that out if you're interested.
And even if you don't come, we'll be covering it. So
I'm excited for the video.
So that's it for this episode of Epic Geek Out. We'll be back on Thursday. We're going to be talking about J.J. Abrams' Revolution, which we're excited to see. So come back then for some more about that. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.